Okay, so as a quantum leap coach, your world is not perfect. Like nobody world is perfect. Like let me say it again. If you on planet Earth and you in a little Earth bodysuit, nothing perfect. However, everybody's gonna go through their test trials, tribulations, their periods of my stuff is together, periods of my world is falling apart, periods of making those transitions from levels to levels to glory. So, how in the world did Christ, Buddha, Krishna, like how did these other beings who decided to come down from deity form into human form and then get to reascend back up? That is a whole different thing because we get caught up in the perfection of looking at somebody else's life and like that is so perfect. Like Christ, dude, your life seems so perfect. The truth is, he went through struggles. The truth is, he was an outcast. The truth is, people talked about him. The truth is, people tried to kill him. The truth is, he was attacked more than anybody. Like, just because he had the power to make all of it stop, peace be still, it does not mean he was exempt from going through the situations that is common to man, because nobody get to escape those experiences that's common to man. It's all about how we choose to process it, how we choose to activate the power, what we choose to remember. That's when the mental part really kicks in. But you don't get to bypass stuff. And as a quantum leap coach, people would think, oh, surely you must be bypassing stuff and your life must be all great and all together. And it's like, I go through lots of periods when life is straight, is cool, I'm coasting. But with the more coasting means there's now more room for problems and situations to arrive because I'm not constantly actively sustaining, making life better, using the law of creation, destruction. Either one of the two things is happening. So if you go to coasting, guess what? Just because of the most common consciousness that you're connected to is going to start descending, destructing. So everything is not always together. There are a lot of lessons. It's just when you go to learn those lessons, those lessons are on a more grander scale. Like people forget that sometimes it's great to be a little man in a little space with a little. And you may be like, but I want more, but that ain't good because, I'm constantly, I don't have enough. And if I just had a little bit more, it's like, okay, you could think that in your mind, but I'm here to tell you, poor people and rich people go through the exact same thing. The feelings are the same. Yes, the situation may be a little bit different because we may say, oh, well, a poor person is like, how I'm going to pay the light bill, what I'm eating. But a rich person, you might say, they got all the creature comforts. Their lights is paid, and they got this house, and And it's like, no, boo. When they go through their moments of feeling poor, because poor is a feeling. Yes, it manifests into how much cash flow you have. Let's not get that part twisted. However, it's still poverty, it's still a consciousness. Because, the Christ told us the poor will be among you always. And whenever you have an opportunity to do good to them, go ahead and do it. Now, but when a rich person kicks in and they start feeling poor, it's on a whole different magnitude because they don't need $25 to get the water bill. They don't need $250 for the light bill. They need $25,000, $250,000, $2.5 million to get themselves out of the hole. That's a whole different pressure and a whole different beast of coming up with $25 and $25,000. Like that's a huge difference depending upon how fast you can generate that money, that income, having your business or investments, whatever you got on autopilot to where you can easily produce like an ATM machine that money. But when you are going from middle class or poor middle class to middle class being rich, there's a steep learning curve that nobody talks about. Yes, there's a lot of books on how to manage money, how to get here, how to turn your thoughts into things. And manifesting, law of attraction. Like, there's a lot of theories. You heard that part? Did you catch it? There are a lot of, I did this, you do that. So now it's becoming more experience. There is less about how to actually produce it from your spirit. Did you catch it? Because when you are going through your moment of wilderness, no matter your income bracket, the moments happen to everybody. Ain't nobody exempt. How your spirit then start producing for you, that part matters, because that part's able to deliver you. Because if God said, I provide a way of escape for you, then you start saying, knock, 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 where the door at, God? Where the door at? Where do I find this door at? And so that's what it goes on to say, okay, what now is it that I need to do? Because I've leaped myself here, and in leaping here, I missed a whole lot of lessons. You got that part? You got it? I missed a whole lot of lessons that I would have learned at a smaller scale way back when, but I hopped and I jumped over them, which means when it's time for me to learn them lessons, they are now compounded lessons, stack, 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 that I need to now deal with. Get the message, get the lesson, get the gift, get the wisdom, get the knowledge, get the understanding, because I spiritually bypassed some parts. So, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, nothing wrong with quantum leaping if you about that life. You got to be about that life, baby. But if you about that life and that's what you want to do, then you have to be willing to accept the consequences, the responsibility, and the accountability for that quantum leap, for them things, for that reality. Because when we're quantum leaping, we are really trying to get to the part of we're trying to immediately and massively change our reality. Nothing wrong with you being there. Nothing wrong with you doing everything necessary to get there. I'm about that life. Every day, all day, baby. However, if that's what we doing, you're going to have to suck it up. Put your big adult panties and boxes on. Because when it's finally time to pay the piper and learn the lessons, they are magnified. And when I tell you, if the lesson is magnified, the emotional charge is magnified. When I tell you, then you don't have all the time to process those emotions, those beliefs, all that subconscious work. You got to get in there and do it. And you're going to be emotionally shook. You're going to be feeling unstable. You're going to be feeling like, dear God, why me? Why have God forsaken me? You might have all those feelings, and the fear is real. The anxiety is real. The sadness and disappointment is real. The anger and irritation is real. But you can get through it. Because at that point, it's really time to lean into the things you've learned, the things you know to be true, the knowings, the intuitive knowings that nobody could take from you. It's time to lean into and be like, God, if you told me, that's where we're going, that's what we're doing, you ain't bring me this far to lead me. What did I do to get here? Because now I got to make sure my practices is on point. My actual actions have to be on point and in alignment to make my world back right, to keep me here. So, I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. I know that thing was something. But baby, you got this. Come on, let's keep quantum leaping. Let's keep flourishing. Let's keep making this thing happen and living our best life on ease. Because that's what it's about, baby.